Good morning. I'm in the lobby of the Holiday Inn. I'm waiting for the shuttle driver who should be here in about 10 minutes or so, taking us back to Unicoi Gap for the beginning of the end. Last week of hiking. A new day and a new week, and the last week begins. All right, I'm back on trail. You might be able to hear the traffic behind me. We were just dropped off by Carrie, our shuttle driver. We're headed to Low Gap. 9.6 from here, but we're hiking 9.7 today, which is our shortest day. It's just the way the spacing worked out. All right, I'm off. Because there have been absolutely no sights at all today, here's a little more of the trail. Good morning, everybody. I've been on trail for a little while, but it was too dark to video. Today's going to be a long day, over 15 miles. I don't know what sights we will see, but of course I will show them to you along the way. And as always, a new day begins. This is described in Far Out as a view of the valley below through the trees. Well, maybe in the fall when there are no leaves. But believe it or not, that's been the best view so far today. Maybe a little further up the trail there'll be some more clearings. We'll see. Another glimpse through the trees. This is the best view of the day, at least so far. I'm at mountain crossings at Neal Gap. And this is the famous shoe tree, where legend has it, hikers that begin at Springer decide to chuck it all. Now that's an interesting balancing act. One very large boulder on top of another very large boulder. I've been going uphill for about a mile now. I've got more to go. There are steps here, but actually that doesn't really make it any easier. It's the climb that gets ya. I'm just about to the top of Blood Mountain. 2.5 mile climb. First mile and a half wasn't bad. I just switched it into low gear and plodded up the mountain. The last mile has been tough. It reminds me a lot of New Hampshire, but with much higher humidity. As you can see, I've been hiking at least partly on ledge rock. Once again, just like New Hampshire, but still a beautiful, beautiful view. Hello, here I am at the Woods Hole Shelter, which is the stopping point for today. 15.5 miles by trail, but then the shelter was actually 0.4 miles off trail, kind of long, but yeah, nearly a 16-mile day. A good day. Pokeezy's grandson, Caleb, joined us at mountain crossings. There were a couple of steep climbs today, but there was also some real nice cruisy trail. The morning, the trail was pretty nice. Then we had some steep ups and downs. Going up to Blood Mountain was steep, but the view from the top was really worth it. And then coming down from the mountain was for me very quick. Pokeezy and Caleb haven't arrived yet. Usually it's the other way around. If there's an uphill, they're going to get to the shelter before me. If there's a downhill and it's a long enough one, I'm going to get to the shelter before them. So that's probably it for today. One more day closer to Springer. See you tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. I left camp a little while ago, and if you're wondering why it's still a little on the dark side, I've been leaving earlier the past few days. And the reason is hiking in first North Carolina, now Georgia, in July gets really, really warm. So starting early and getting the bulk of your miles in before the midday heat is really the way to go. So I actually had to wait till I was on trail for a mile or two to have enough light to say good morning. Now today is going to be a 12-mile day. A little break from yesterday's almost 16 miles. Got a spider web across the eyes. I do not know what sights I will see, but of course, if there's anything interesting, I will show it to you. A new day begins. Haven't seen any good views yet through the trees, so here's a little bit of the trail. I will say that I saw 2 bear this morning, but they scampered off before I could get any pictures of them. I also heard, but did not see, but I think were two others. There's a difference between deer running through the forest and bears running through the forest. So the two I did not see, I'm guessing that they were bear as well. But here is a nice stretch of trail. First cairn I've seen since New England. Don't know whether it's official or not, or someone just put it there. I am at the Big Cedar Ledges, and this is the magnificent view. Just amazing. It clearly wants the salt on my pack. This is the view from the road crossing at Woody Gap. The view through a break in the trees. I am here at Gooch Mountain Shelter. It's a two-story shelter. It's one of the first ones, in fact, it might be the first one after Springer Mountain Shelter. So it gets a lot of no-boat traffic. But it'll probably only be myself, Pokeezy, and Caleb tonight, would be my guess. They're not here yet. It was a good day of hiking. It was fairly short, it's 12 miles. There were a couple of uphills that slowed me down, but for the most part, the terrain was pretty cruisy. It was some nice hiking. Saw some nice views, and one more day to Springer. 2 days to Amicalola. But this is probably it for today. If there's anything else interesting, I will, certainly let you know. But I am done hiking for the day. Good morning, everyone. It's my last day officially on the Appalachian Trail, although I do hike the approach trail tomorrow. I'm headed to Springer, 15.5 miles away. You can, I've been on the trail for about a mile or so. The sun is finally filtering down enough through the canopy to, shoot this video. Don't know what sights I will see, but of course I will show them to you on this very important day. And a new day begins. So this is interesting. We have steps heading down, stepping stones across the creek, and stairs going quite a bit up. I'm not a big fan of stairs. I prefer switchbacks, but you've got to hike what the trail offers. This is a nice little stream, good water source if I needed it, but I bet it's a tricky crossing after a storm. I just climbed a longish uphill. So while I'm catching my breath and my heart rate is lowering, here's a nice cruisy section of trail. Forgot to tell you something interesting that happened last night. We were at the shelter area, Pokeezy, Caleb, and myself. There were also a couple of section hikers there. And we hear the sound of gunfire. Now, it wasn't real gunfire. It was simulated gunfire. The Army uses these mountains for training exercises. Now, I don't know whether the units were from the Georgia National Guard or the regular Army, but we're not quite sure how far off they were. Voices can carry in the mountains, but we could hear, shouting, certainly the gunfire, single shots and, machine guns. It was actually pretty surreal. But, the Army has to train for mountain warfare. You know what that sound is. The sound of running water. Can't see it, but I love hiking with it. And you might be able to hear some yelling in the background. There is a falls that is a 0.1 blue blaze that I should be coming up to shortly, and I'm going to take it. It's actually part of the Benton Mackay Trail. Ben Mackay was the person who was responsible for the Appalachian Trail. And he's got a hiking trail named for him here in Georgia, which is very popular as well. So, I will be taking a detour to see the falls. And apparently there are people there already, if you can hear them. Long Creek Falls. That may not be the AT, but you can see the double blaze through the tree. That is the AT. And that's where I'm headed. For a small section, the AT and the Benton Mackay will follow the same path. Hello everyone, I'm here at the Springer Mountain Shelter, which is actually 2/10 of a mile away from the top of Springer Mountain, which is the terminus of the Appalachian Trail. I'm waiting for Pokeezy and Caleb to get here, and then we will go and officially finish our Appalachian Trail hikes. Of course I will show you that, but right now I'm just relaxing. It was a good hiking day. It was mostly uphill, but the uphill was very gradual, with a couple of exceptions. There were some nice views, which I'm sure Maggie will, show you when she puts these clips together. There is one more day of hiking tomorrow down to the approach trail to Amicalola, but this is it. Over 2,000 miles of trail. It's a good thing. But I'll see you later, because we still do have to get to that first blaze if you're a Nobo, or final blaze if you are finishing up Sobo. See you then. This is it, the last blaze. Pokeezy and I have done it. The view from the top of Springer.
Scared me right off.
Good morning, everyone. I'm on my way to Amicalola. Short day today, only 8.8 miles, but it brings me that much closer to home. I know we're going to see the falls at Amicalola. I don't know what other sights we will see, but if there is anything interesting, I'll show it to you. My final day begins. This is the top of the falls overlook. At Amicalola Falls State Park. Pretty impressive. And more to come. Good evening. I'm here at my brother's house, obviously in the room I'm going to be staying in, and you can see my gear is spread out all over the floor, and basically I'm preparing everything. I've got clothes in the laundry, so won't be packing up dirty clothes. But he came and got me at Amicalola Falls State Park. And I'm here at his home outside of Atlanta. It was a good day, finishing up with Poke Easy and his grandson Caleb. It's certainly good to be here at my brother and sister-in-law's, and we'll be heading home in a couple of days. I will probably do a video of thank yous sometime next week, but I do want to point out two people in particular for this stretch of the hike. One, of course, was Wolfman, joining me for those couple days of hiking. Absolutely phenomenal. And the other, of course, is Poke Easy. I really thought I was going to be hiking by myself most of the time on this leg of this tremendous journey. But to have someone to hike with, to talk to at the end of the day, to plan for Neros and Zeros, that has made the end of this hike that much more enjoyable, that much more pleasurable. So, in particular for Wolfman and Poke Easy, thank you for everything. That's it for tonight. With a possible thank you video coming later. This is it for a great, wonderful, incredibly challenging and difficult, but magnificent journey that is hiking the Appalachian Trail. I'm here at the Atlanta airport, just waiting for my boarding of the flight that's going to take me to Philly and home. Had a nice day with my brother and sister-in-law, and now I'm anxious to get home to family. Well, I'm on board the plane, waiting for everyone else to board. And takeoff's not for another 10 minutes or so, but soon I'm on my way home. when I went back on trail, I started this series of videos with me walking Carson the morning that I was leaving for the trail. Now I am home, and so it seems only fitting to conclude this series with me walking Carson again. I had a wonderful flight, only a couple hours from Atlanta to Philly. Kathy was waiting to pick me up, and now I'm home. So I've done over 2,000 miles, and it was an absolutely fantastic adventure. It was truly everything that I hoped it would be. I met great people. The trail was amazing. And you know, it's kind of hard to describe what it's like to hike the Appalachian Trail if you haven't done it. I've done sections before, and I will do sections again. But to go the entire length, Georgia to Maine, although I did it as a flip-flopper, Harper's Ferry to Katahdin, then Harper's Ferry to Springer, was truly the adventure of a lifetime. So for those of you that have stuck around long enough to watch videos and listen to my musings, thank you. If you enjoyed the videos, Maggie gets the credit for putting some kind of cohesive image together from all the little bits and pieces that I recorded. If you didn't like them, blame the videographer. That's me. I will still put out a thank you video, but I'm not going to do that right away. And oops, we're going to cross the street now. I do not know what future adventures I might have through hiking. Not likely to happen, at least not something as long as the Appalachian Trail. Will I do other trails? Oh, most definitely. I may have to change the name of this channel if I do other videos. But for now, thank you. And even though a new day is beginning for me, this is it. Goodbye.